Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Friday, September 26th, and on today's show, we will break down the Hogs and what they need to do to beat the Fighting Irish in Razorback Stadium tomorrow. We're going to go over the Ryder Cup. That starts today. We're going to dive into news from around the sports world, go over our hot seats, our shout-outs, best bets, and get ready for an unbelievable Saturday of college football. Andrew, maybe the best weekend of sports we've had in years.
Yeah.
How are the vibes? How are the vibes going into the weekend?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a busy week at work. My parents are out of town, so I've had the kids more than usual, so I'm ready to relax this weekend, unwind, watch. I'll be at the Arkansas Notre Dame game, maybe wearing black, I don't know. But yeah, excited to see the Ryder Cup, excited to see a good college football slate for sure. This is the best Saturday that we've had so far. So looking forward to it. Ready to just sit on the couch and watch a lot of sports. We got NFL, great college football slate, Ryder Cup, and I think this is the last weekend of regular season baseball too, which Cardinals are nowhere near the playoffs. But I probably won't tune in any baseball, but I'll be watching everything else.
The Rangers were one game out until about a week ago. Now they're magically 8 games out. They've lost like 7 in a row. So
wow,
yeah.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, that did not end well.
No, they were a shout out just a couple of weeks ago. They were a shout out on the Never Yield pod, and they have just melded in.
Ugh.
They don't look much worse than the Arkansas Razorback defense.
I mean, that's a pretty low bar as of right now.
Some big news going in since our last pod. The permanent opponents for the SEC football has been released. I think we tried to predict that a long time ago. I don't remember what we predicted, but we ended up getting LSU, Missouri, and Texas.
Mm-hmm. I think I predicted that, but
okay. You wanted Oklahoma though, but
I wanted Oklahoma.
Yeah,
but I predicted either LSU or I think I said LSU or A&M, just because we already have a trophy game with them. But
yeah, that's tough. That's a tough 3. I mean, it's kind of what we thought it'd be. But
yeah, I forget who put it out, but we were tied for first for the toughest permanent opponents.
And which they said, though. I mean,
no, yeah, I think it's about as good as it could have turned out for us. I like the 3. I mean, nobody wants Missouri, but we knew we were going to get stuck with them. So if you have to take Missouri, Texas and LSU are two really fun ones to have.
I just remember saying that it would be weird not playing for the boot every year. And so I'm glad that, we get to keep that. It's going to feel weird not playing Ole Miss every year or Mississippi State. Like that's going to feel weird in itself, but it would have felt really weird not playing LSU every year. So, I mean, Texas and LSU most years are going to be pretty dang good. Missouri's obviously kicking our butt right now. But, we're looking at next year. So, Eli may be coaching the Hogs next year, so Missouri may not be very good when Drink comes to Arkansas. So
don't put it on us.
I just feel like over the long haul, I'm putting on my Razorback glasses, but over the long haul, I think Missouri is not for the rivalry, but just it's a good opponent because I put them in the same tier as Mississippi State, South Carolina, Vandy. Even though I know they're on the up right now, I don't feel like they're going to stay there forever. So,
yeah, I'd probably put them a little tier higher than Mississippi State and the Vanderbilts of the world. Although we're living in a world where Vanderbilt is number 18 and undefeated right now, so
that is correct.
The world's going nuts. But no, I'm happy with it overall. If, like I said, if you're going to have to take Missouri and take that medicine, then Texas and LSU are fun ones to play every year for sure. And I don't think we need another trophy game. I think the Arkansas-Texas game is rivalry enough on its own and has a history enough to stand in, which I know we'll go over the schedule for the next 4 years too, but we're going to Texas again next year.
Correct.
So we have to go to Austin 2 years in a row. So that's kind of interesting.
and Missouri's coming to Fayetteville 2 years in a row. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, so here's the schedule for the next 4 years. Man, I kind of feel like, I said the SEC did the Hog baseball team good with the schedule this year. I kind of feel like they didn't screw us with the schedule next year in football. Really, I think it's a good schedule. I don't think it's crazy. Like we don't have
Yeah.
Bama, Georgia, just lined up. So we got Georgia, but we got 5 home games, 4 away games. So
Mm-hmm.
I figure they probably looked at like, hey, we're going to Utah next year for a
Mm-hmm.
non-conference, so they gave us
Yep.
5 home games. If I had to guess, I don't know what, but but yeah, so Georgia, LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, and Tennessee. That is a hell of a home schedule.
Oh yeah. I'll probably be renewing my tickets again.
I mean, especially if
Uh,
we had a product to put out there, like that is a unbelievable home schedule. And
mm-hmm.
then we'll be on the road next year at Auburn, at Texas, at A&M, and at Vandy. We haven't played Vandy in a long time. Well, I guess we played him when Chad Morris was here, I guess. But
Yeah, it
yeah, it's
was
always
in.
fun to play Vandy.
Yeah.
Vandy at Vandy without Diego, hopefully that's a winnable game.
He's petitioning to get another year. So
Yeah, well.
he may still be there. So there's 2 takes there. You may have to play Diego after all next year, and we don't play Bama till 2027. We may never play Kellen DeBoer.
That's true.
We
That's
haven't
true.
played him yet, and we'll see how his tenure shakes out.
Yeah.
They've looked a little better over the last couple weeks, and Florida State may be a lot better than what people thought. But yeah,
Yeah,
we may never play Kellen DeBoer Alabama
we
team.
may. We may not. We may be playing Nick Saban again.
Dear
Um,
Lord, no.
but no, I mean, I'm just looking, that's a lot on that screen right there. 4 years of schedule, but man, I feel like it's manageable. I think you could, at Auburn is somewhere we usually go compete pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn usually beats us at home, but we usually go to Jordan Hare and always play good or win.
Yep.
And then at Vandy, and then at A&M, we know how our series with A&M always is. And then
Mm-hmm.
you know, Texas will always be good, but you never know in rivalry games. So, yeah, I like next year's schedule. I'm glad they have South Carolina back on the schedule because I don't know. I feel like when we were growing up, I feel like we played South Carolina almost every year. And so,
They were our permanent rival, East
okay,
rival.
from the East, yeah,
Back when they did the East rival, they were our permanent rival for forever, just because we came into the SEC the same year,
yeah, okay,
so
that makes sense.
they paired us with them. So yeah, we played them a lot, and
So it looks. I just as growing up watching us play South Carolina all the time. I'm glad I get to
mm-hmm.
see us play South Carolina again.
Yeah,
Um,
you
but
may
yeah,
never
then the
get
next year,
to see Arch in Fayetteville,
I know, that's crazy.
because
Well, it may not
next
be
year
a
will
big
probably.
deal because he's kinda appears to be trash, so
Well, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it would have been fun to have him in Fayetteville though.
yeah,
But
that'd been
we'll
cool.
see. He may play another 3 years there. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, but then in 27, you can see we got Alabama, Kentucky. See, like next year, we're not playing Ole Miss or Mississippi State. That's
Mhm.
crazy to me. That
It
just
is.
feels it just feels off. It just feels like
Right.
not right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but it all just flips back, and supposedly in this format, you're going to play every SEC team home and away at least once in 4 years. So like the last time we played at Vandy, I think I was at that game, was
I think they said it was like
or
2011 or something
Petrino. I
crazy.
think it was Petrino's last year, maybe.
Yeah.
Second to last year. And so, yeah, I mean, we haven't been to Vandy in 14, 13 years. So if you're one of those guys who's trying to check off all the SEC stadiums, bucket list
Yep.
deal,
Yep.
now it's gonna be more manageable because
Mhm.
within the next 2, 3, 4 years you're gonna go to every stadium. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, I think it's entertaining. Get to go to Oklahoma next year. That's somewhere I'd love to go watch a game.
Yep.
So we'll see if just somewhere new.
Yeah.
But there's something
Yeah,
we're gonna
that'd
have
be a
to
fun one.
change. This schedule with like going to Utah next year. It's like we got a 9-game SEC schedule, and we have to go to like one of the best programs in the Big 12 on the road. Like, we gotta get rid of all this, I feel like. Like
Yeah,
like, we gotta get some wins on the schedule, and so, I don't know, like, I know this stuff
which
is
I
scheduled so far in advance, but
which I think with the new 9-game schedule, you still have to play one Power
yeah, you
4
gotta play
opponent.
1. You gotta
So
play 1, but make it
I'll
like
take I'll take Utah over going to Ohio State.
well, yeah, yeah.
And it's a pretty
Give
play.
me
I'm gonna try to talk
give
the
me, like,
wife
Wake
into going.
Forest or something. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Give me Wake
for all
Forest or
future for all future reference,
Northwestern.
let's go to Oregon State or something like that. Although
Yeah,
that hadn't worked
yeah,
out for us in baseball, so
yeah. But anyways, yeah, so that's some big news that dropped was the new SEC football schedule. Some other stuff that happened since the last pod. Mike Gundy got fired at Oklahoma
yeah,
State. You know, he's been there
21 years.
21 years, and I mean, he's done a great job there. Obviously, the
Mhm,
last couple or whatever have been rough. I
mhm,
feel like he's maybe not bought into the NIL thing, and
yeah.
that's kind of hurt them. But yeah, that was he was almost there was a lot of smoke around him coming to Arkansas. When we hired Sam. So
They were they
um,
were I'll never forget the day, or when we were doing the right before the Bielema hire, it got leaked that we hired Gundy
maybe it
and
was
that was the
Bielema.
next
Yeah.
that was the next coach, and then they retracted it, and I think there was probably a good chance that he was coming, and then, you know, old, T. Boone Pickens probably threw down some money to keep him there,
Hmm.
and then we got 5 years of the Bielema experience, so who knows what woulda happened.
Well, it's just one of those things. Sometimes you just wear out your welcome. I
Mhm.
mean, 21 years. This is not the 50s and 60s where coaches stay places their whole career. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think hopefully it was a peaceful going away party. The fans hopefully appreciate what he did and aren't, you know, throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, he's done a great job for that program.
Yeah, his overall record is impeccable, so
Yeah.
and I haven't looked. Is he finishing out the year, or is he, like, done
I
as of
think I
now?
think he's done. I think.
Okay.
I think he's done. Yeah.
Okay, it's not a Coach O happy send off, like,
Yeah, no.
we'll let you ride it out the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, he's done. So
Okay.
that's a job that, kind of the same tier as Arkansas, when we're trying if we end up making a coaching move, somebody will be,
Mhm.
a coach with. So, uh
Yeah. Yeah, it's just another school that we're gonna have to compete against if we end up making a change, so it's like I said, I think on the first podcast that I think we may regret not making a move last year when you would have been the premier program with a job opening, and now you're gonna be competing with Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, probably Florida, maybe one of South Carolina or Auburn. If those don't pan out this year, you're gonna be competing with more schools, UCLA. So I stand with what I said before the season started that, I think we'll probably end up regretting not making a move last year, but it is what it is. Here we are, week 5, already talking coaching search potential.
yeah, so it's gonna be wild to see how it all plays out for sure. I'll talk about some more of that in my hot seat. Bruce Pearl has retired, Auburn head basketball coach. That kind of
Yeah,
caught everybody off guard.
weird timing.
Um, yeah, super weird timing. There was some rumors that he's going to run for Senate. He's kind of
Mhm.
been dipping in the political commentary
Yeah.
as of late, but then he kind of dispelled those. So I don't know what his plans are. The rumor is that Tommy Tuberville is going to run for governor of
Mhm.
Alabama, so that'll open up a Senate spot, and then
Mhm.
it would just be an appointment for Bruce Pearl, where he technically wouldn't run for Senate; he'd be appointed or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be interesting. That's good for Arkansas because Bruce Pearl, love him or hate him, he's one of the best coaches in the country.
Oh, for sure. I love
So
Bruce Pearl. I hate playing against him, but I wanted him to come. Which coaching hire was it? It was either Mike Anderson or
Maybe in
Eric
Pelfrey.
Musselman.
Oh, was it? It was for sure Mike, I think.
Yeah, one of those. One of those. I was really hammering for Bruce Pearl to come here because I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I love his coaching style. I love watching his teams, except when they're playing us.
Yeah. No, he's one of the best in the business for sure. You just look at what he's turned Auburn into, and Auburn was never great for the longest until he got there.
Yeah.
So he's one of the best in the business, and that's in terms of. I don't care how good of a coach's son is in terms of Arkansas basketball. Not having Bruce Pearl in the conference is a win.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
um, Ryder Cup, boy. So for those of you that don't watch a ton of golf, the Ryder Cup is, in my opinion, behind the Masters, or even maybe up there with the Masters. It is the biggest event in golf.
Yep.
Um, and obviously, it's the USA versus the continent of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it happens every 2 years, but it rotates from Europe to the USA. So that's back on our home turf at
Mm-hmm.
Bethpage Black in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's a lot of fun to watch. Even if you're not a golf person, I really encourage you to watch this because this is not like watching your normal golf tournament. This is
Right.
the crowds. They're yelling in the middle of backswings. They're heckling. They're
Mm-hmm.
going back and forth with Team Europe. They're just it's like a big party. And
Yep.
so if you think you're just watching a snooze fest golf tournament with the Ryder Cup, that's not what you're gonna get. Um, but man, I'm gonna as much as good football as there is on Saturday and Sunday, my TV will definitely be on the Ryder Cup a lot.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Yeah. Yeah. For anybody listening, if you can get into U.S. baton twirling during the Olympics, you'll love the Ryder Cup. So anytime you can, pull for the red, white, and blue over anybody, I'm here for it. We could play fiddlesticks in the backyard if it's USA versus somebody. I'm going to be repping
dang
the
right,
USA. So
dang right.
excited about
Um,
it.
the practice round crowds have just been crazy and
Mm-hmm.
electric. Did you
Yeah.
see the video of Coach O today?
No.
Coach Orgeron. Coach O was there, and he was getting a USA chant started in the bleachers.
Let's
He was like,
go.
he was down there leading the USA chant, and so
Let's
like
go.
Coach O is America. Like that
Yes.
old voice and that
USA.
accent.
USA.
Yeah, that was it. It was so fun. Um, and if you haven't watched I guess you could call it a hype video that the Team
Mm-hmm.
USA account put out, I think
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. Um, you need to get on and watch that. It's like a 7-8 minute video, and
Mm-hmm.
it's of Keegan Bradley, the captain, and he takes the whole USA team out, and he talks to them. They're on Bethpage, and they have they sing the national anthem with just like 8 or 9, just the golf teams there, and they got a guy singing the national anthem on a microphone, and then they have a firefighter, whose dad was killed in the on 9/11, talking just about how much it means to our country and uniting, and so it gave me chills, man. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. I just saw a part of it. I need to watch the whole thing. But yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it
Apparently,
was really,
apparently Europe got here early and has been like signing every autograph in the fairways and stuff to fans trying to get on their good side and like prepping. So
I've seen a lot of already like Luke Donald said today in his press conference. He's a European captain. He said that he's like European fans are loud. He said, but USA fans are obnoxious.
mm-hmm.
And he's like they don't keep it classy at this thing. So and like how them New York people are, them Yankees up there, man. Yankees are known to be the rudest people in the world. And
Oh yeah.
so you're gonna
Yeah.
have all them Yankees up there, and it's gonna be they're just gonna be electric.
Yeah. If you can combine the Bronx and we can get some Philadelphia fans to come over. It'll be
Throw in a few rednecks from the
That's right.
South.
Yeah, bring in. Yeah, it'll be lit. I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Europe's got 0 SEC championships, so
That's right. That's
bring
right.
it.
That's right.
Bring it.
Well, and like it's a bucket list for me. Like a Ryder Cup is a bucket list, and I don't have that many bucket list items, but it's on there.
Oh yeah, I got
But
a
yeah,
buddy up there right now.
oh, that's so awesome. But the format is foursomes and four balls on Friday and Saturday, and it's kind of weird wording, but so in the morning, I think they do alternate shot first. And there'll be 2 USA, 2 Europeans, and they'll just alternate shot against each other, and then they'll do two-man scramble essentially. And then on Sunday, it's just mano on mano, every player one-on-one. First one to 14.5 points. Obviously, if you win your match, you get a point. Um, so it's I don't feel great about it, just because I feel like USA Golf is not at its best right now.
Yeah.
If you just told the average golf fan, the 12 guys on the roster, he'd probably know 6 of them, 7 of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Scotty Scheffler and Bryson DeChambeau and Justin Thomas, who's not been playing great, by the way, even though everybody knows Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, like people know those guys. But then if I was to tell you, Ben Griffin or Cam Young, the average golf fan may not be real familiar with some of those faces. Harris English, Russell Henley. So
right.
I don't know. USA's a favorite on every betting book, but I'm not so sure. But it's hard to win on the road. So the home field advantage in golf is like walking into Bryant Denny on a Saturday night. Like the home field advantage is just huge for the Ryder Cup.
I know. I can't believe he brought Colin on as a captain's pick. Just he's like one of the worst. He's like a bottom 20 putter on tour currently. And this is the kind of tournament you need those 6 to 8 foot putts. Those are putts that you're going to need. And he's like really low on the totem pole as far as those putts. And so I was a little surprised that he picked him. Plus, I'm not the biggest Morikawa fan anyway. But yeah, I was a little surprised to see him make the captain's pick. But
yeah, he's been terrible. I've made a lot of money betting against Colin his golf season. So, but yeah, some people just show up in this format, though. I mean, this format just brings the best out. Patrick Reed is an infamous one. I'm kind of disappointed he didn't make the team. Like, I know he's getting old and not great, but dude, he just shows out in the Ryder Cup.
Gross. So, he's the Brian Kelly of the golf world.
I mean, he
Can't
is.
Stand him.
But dude, he always does so good in the Ryder Cup. Like he just shows out. And so,
well, it's easy when you cheat. You pick up your ball out of the sand trap, or you steal somebody's putter.
Anyways,
it's easy to be good.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited for the heckling and the fans. It's gonna be wild watching all the fans.
Yeah.
You got any predictions on that? How that's gonna turn out? You think?
I mean, I'm riding with the home team. I'm not gonna. Dude, we could be a 1,000,000-point underdogs or stroke underdogs. If America's playing, I'm picking them. Unless it's soccer. Sure. Everything but soccer. I'll pick America.
Agreed.
So USA.
Yeah, same. All right, hot seats. I got 2 of them today. So my first one is not. When I say this, it's not a traditional like he's on the hot seat. But my first hot seat is Sam Pittman, just because he's had a bad 2 weeks. Let me go through the timeline of Sam Pittman's 2 weeks. And once again, I'm not saying he's on the coaching hot seat. I think everybody knows that. But just like someone that's had a bad 2 weeks or something that's been rough. So obviously the Ole Miss game, that's where it all started. Hunter Yurchek comes out, makes the comments about our program's not competitive. Okay, not a good look. Memphis happens. Okay, so it's all tumbling down. Then we get the Bobby news. Supposedly Bobby's working behind the scenes, and I mean, I don't know what that conversation looks like in
Which
the hallway whenever.
apparently he's pulled back on some of that as of today,
Yeah,
or as of us recording this.
yeah. So I have thoughts on that too. I feel like Brandon Marcello's in the know,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not the kind of guy that reports just hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like he may have got a call from somebody at the
Yeah.
university. It's like, hey, can we chill this? Can we chill this out?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because that just doesn't make sense. Because he kind of walked it back, but he kind of didn't.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It was just, I just don't feel like he's the kind of guy that would just report stuff that he doesn't know is true. Because
Yeah.
he's one of those national guys. He's not some local guy trying to get, trying to get
Right.
clicks. Like he's a huge guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all that goes on, and then so you have all that turmoil, and then did you hear about the stuff with Braylon Russell's dad today?
Dude, I literally saw just a small snippet like right before we jumped on here, so I don't know much about it.
Yeah, so DJ Williams, who has a podcast and one of the best tight ends, one of the best players probably in Razorback football history, but for sure one of the best tight ends. Anyways, he does like a film breakdown, and there was a play where they Taylon turned one way maybe, and Braylon went the other, and DJ kind of called him out on it. It was maybe why he didn't get any more carries later in the game because he ran the wrong play or whatever. Anyways, so Braylon's dad gets on Facebook Live and just goes ham on DJ Williams. And I don't need to know a lot about Braylon Russell's dad to figure out kind of how he operates based off of how Braylon did the transfer portal stuff last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was obviously getting information from dad, agent, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he pretty much called out DJ Williams. He started just yelling, and he's like, "If I see you at a game, you know, I'm gonna make sure you know I'm there, and I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind, and so now you've all this stuff that happened with Sam Pittman or with the Hogs, and now you got you know your arguably your starting slash second string running back's dad in a feud with a Razorback great, and
Who
dude, it's
has a
just
radio
been
show and a podcast, man.
yeah, dude, it's just been the drama
Yeah.
of the last 2 weeks of Sam Pittman has
Yeah.
just been insane. So
Yeah.
the drama never ceases to amaze me in Arkansas.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like any time that a season starts going south, these are the types of things that come up. Like, what was it? The 4-8 season, you had the Polar Express on in the locker room. Like, these kind of stories start coming out. I don't know if you saw this one. It was getting reported that for a lot of either camp or even like maybe even after the season started, that the team was getting too hot practicing outside, so they took them indoors and were eating like popsicles on the indoor. I'm like,
yeah.
are you kidding? Like,
So there's a video that got reposted yesterday, and it was of them running sprints, and then Sam was like, "Hey, it's too hot to be out here running sprints. Let's go in the indoor and run." Then they walk in the indoor, and there's a bunch of ice cream. Now, let me tell you why that looks bad. That looks bad because Monday, all he did was complain about the heat in Monday's press conference.
yeah.
If he didn't say anything about the heat or complain
Mm-hmm.
about the heat, none of this would have even came up.
Yeah.
But once again, he's making excuses
Mm-hmm.
for his team's poor play, lack of focus, lack of discipline, lack of wrapping up, whatever. He's making these terrible excuses instead of owning them.
Yeah.
And the social media world can go back and find all these videos that the Twitter account was posting in the preseason.
Yeah.
I mean, and so, yeah, I mean, once again, these coaches and these athletic directors at Arkansas just constantly put their foot in their mouth. And so, because I don't have a problem with trying to you know, practice gets monotonous. Coming
Mhm.
from someone who did it for 14 years,
Yeah.
practice gets old, it gets monotonous. You got to spice things up. So rewarding rewarding players with treats or fun. We used to take a day out and play dodgeball. They wouldn't even know. They'd think they were
Mhm.
coming to practice, and we just have a big dodgeball game
Mhm.
and order some pizza. Like just trying to you know keep them energized and not in the
Yeah.
monotonous of practice all the time. So like the theory of it, I don't have a problem with, but when you say stupid stuff in press conferences and you complain about not being in shape, yeah, you better make sure you're in shape. If you're giving them ice cream parties, you better make sure they're
Mhm.
in shape before they have their ice cream party.
Right. Yeah. And these things just tend to mount when success is not being had and you're losing games that you shouldn't lose. I heard plenty. I've heard stories about Houston Nut, like in the middle of camp, summer camp. Everybody calling them in early to practice and then taking them out to like a water park or something and just having like a crazy fun pool day. But you know who didn't lose these kind of games? Every
Houston
single
Dale.
every single one of Houston Dale Nuts teams for 10 years didn't lose one of these type games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was also going to ask you too, since you brought this up as your hot seat, just since there's been a little more time to marinate on, everything from Hunter's comments to losing Ole Miss and Memphis, the way we lost them. Where are you kind of at on Hunter and Sam? Like where are you kind of after it's marinated, like and had some time to think about it? Where are you at right now?
I like to think I'm not one that comes to rash decisions in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm in the exact same place. It's just, you said it in the very first podcast. All I want is relevance. I want to
Mm-hmm.
care. I want to be pissed off
Yeah.
when we don't do good. I want it to hurt. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
hurt anymore. It doesn't
Right.
hurt.
Yeah.
And I just want that feeling just back.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I think unless we beat Notre Dame, because here's the deal: if you lose by 3 touchdowns to Notre Dame Saturday, or you lose on a last second whatever, again, that'd
Fumble.
be 3 games. Yeah, that'd be 3 games in a row. It's just a it's a no there's no way around it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a bad loss
Yeah.
because you once again lost in the worst way possible, or you got
Mm-hmm.
beat by 21 in your home field.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just I think it's time, and so
Yeah.
but you got to have it. You got to have it lined up. Hunter didn't have it lined up after Chad Morris, and this is how we got where we're at.
Yeah.
Once again, Sam has done a great job for what he was hired to do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I hate Sam Pittman. I'm not saying he's a failure.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
saying that. I'm just saying you need to have this stuff lined up. You already need to be in, whether it's Rhett Lashley's ear, whoever's, John Gruden's, whoever's. You need to have those lines of communication already working, filling these people out.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, and the deal with Hunter is like, I haven't liked Hunter for a long time. The Calipari thing, even though technically I'll die on the hill that he got bailed out by that.
Yeah.
Um, that may have saved him for a little while, but I don't have any faith he can hire a football coach. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I've got a little bit bolder take after I've had some time to stew on it. And I I've heard some stories about Hunter Yurchek prior to coming here. And we talked about complaining about how he was going to the touchdown club and to the Hogs Illustrated meeting up here in Northwest Arkansas, that he's bragging about all the other programs and then is saying stuff like football can't compete because we don't have the money to do it. Well, apparently I heard somebody from Houston comment on it earlier this week that he kind of did the same thing at Houston, and Houston was ready to run him out because he was doing well in all the other sports, but not raising money and trying to compete in football. He was like, as long as we're good in basketball and baseball and softball and track and some of these other looks good, I'm not really worried about football. And so, in my opinion, I'm ready for Hunter to go, and I kind of don't want him making the next coaching hire. I'd like to get
Yeah.
somebody in here that is going to be dedicated to football and say, I mean, that's your driver, that's your money maker that drives not only your athletic department part. I mean, a good part of the university, like
Oh yeah.
so.
The whole state.
So exactly,
I mean,
yes, and so, and like I've said, the money. I'm a firm believer the money's here. They just want something they can believe in and get a return on their investment. And so, yeah, I want. Apparently, the board of directors is meeting on Friday. Now, what they decide, probably
okay.
nothing. But I I'm a firm believer that I want I want Hunter out. I don't want him making the next hire. And so, whenever that happens, I think we start the AD search first. Get somebody that's going to come in here, commit to football, and if you want to win the press conference, say I'm coming here to compete for championships in football
Yeah, for
and
sure.
build the rest because everything else is going to be a domino effect. You've already got the coaches in place in the other sports that they're going to carry themselves. So let's get football on track. Let's get the state excited. Let's get people and money back into the program. We can make it happen. So
Yeah,
let's do it.
baseball
I
and
think that's
baseball
the
and
first domino.
basketball. Yeah, baseball and basketball right now are both well-oiled machines. It doesn't matter who the AD is. I feel like DVH is going to do his thing. Cal's gonna be do his thing. Like it doesn't matter who's running the show. The
Yeah.
both of those personalities, egos are so big, like that they're gonna get what they want, and it's gonna be fine. They're gonna win.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
winners. But yeah, I mean I'm with you. Like it's just I don't know. You know, the way the schedules have set up the last couple years. Having our first Fayetteville game in October was it last year, 2 years ago, or
Yeah.
second maybe our second Fayetteville game was all the way. Like
Mhm.
it's just been a mess, man. And
Yeah.
I don't know. He just feels fake to me. He just feels
Mhm.
fake. You just can't. The way he handled the NIL deal, and he almost admits it that he was
Mhm.
just stubborn on it and he didn't want to do it and he didn't want to
Yeah.
give in to it.
Right.
And it's because he made that decision, we are where we are.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for some new blood.
Yeah.
Um,
Give me a
but
full
yeah,
reboot in football and
dang
let's
right,
get it going.
dang right.
So,
So yeah, Sam Pittman was my hot seat
okay.
for a
Uh
bad 2 weeks.
yeah. Yeah. All right, my hot seat. I'm going to have to read this. I'm putting Joshua Mulakela on the hot seat. On the hot seat.
Not familiar with the old feller.
You're not familiar with Joshua Mulakela? He is a South African preacher who predicted that the rapture was going to happen
Oh,
September
oh,
23rd,
that guy.
2025. And so I don't
We're
know
still
how
here.
many, yeah, I don't know how many people believed that, but my Bible says that nobody knows the hour or the day that it's going to happen. And
Mhm,
so,
mhm.
uh, you know, putting, it's just another, you know, crazy thing that people are putting out into the world and just start getting people stirred up. So
This
we
is
don't
about
need
the
this stuff.
4th rapture that I've survived.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
doing
The
pretty good. I'm
Mayans,
doing pretty
the
good.
Mayans. They made the movie 2012.
Yeah. I was
Uh,
really scared, like, there was one in high school, I think, maybe
was
college.
there?
No, it was high yeah, yeah. Because I vividly remember it was after a Razorback game because I was riding home with my dad, and I didn't even bring it up to him, but it was about the blood moon or something, and it was happening.
Okay.
And sure enough, I looked up and the moon was the reddest I'd ever seen it. And
Mm-hmm.
for a hot second, little 15-year-old me was like, this is it. This is it. But I
Yeah.
survived. I survived that rapture. I survived this rapture.
Yeah.
So I'm 4-0 in Raptors.
Yeah. Yeah. Y2K, I think a lot of people thought Y2K was gonna
Oh
happen
yeah,
then.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we're
If you predict a rapture wrong, there should be some kind of punishment.
hey, that's between you and God, baby. That's that's on
There's,
I'm not here to tell
uh,
you where you're going, but if you're trying to get the world to follow you to believe when it's happening, then
yeah, yeah,
that's between you and God. My
yeah.
dad my dad has always said that, he thought, and I, still thinks that Jesus is going to come back in his lifetime. And I'm like, well, it says that no one knows the day or the hour. So it's like, now you've just delayed it until at least the day after you die, that he can't
Right.
come back until then.
Yeah.
So I always joke with him about that,
I
it
think all
can't,
of our dads have said that.
yeah. I mean, almost every believer in the history of the world has thought that. So, but
Yeah,
my dad always said, he's like, I really think it's going to happen in my lifetime. I was like, well, you've delayed it until at least the day after you die now.
that's
So
right. That's
thanks for
right.
that.
Yeah. My second hot seat is Tylenol TikTok. I
Okay.
don't know if you I don't know if you're familiar with Tylenol TikTok.
I'm not familiar
Um,
much of both.
so our president and RFK, our
Mhm,
HHS director, came out and said that there's data that
mhm.
may support a small link between Tylenol and autism. They're not
Okay,
saying Tylenol causes autism.
okay,
They're just saying we've done some studies and there is some concerns that we think whatever. Well, I'm not a scientist. Public service announcement. I'm not a scientist.
okay.
But so what does it's been known for a long time that pregnant women are like not supposed to take Tylenol unless like their doctor prescribed or like a last resort type deal.
Mhm,
Um, but yeah, so Trump derangement syndrome, because they said this about Tylenol, there's these videos, hundreds of TikTok pregnant women are chugging Tylenol just to like say, screw you, Trump, watch this. And so they're like dancing with their Tylenol and they'll get like 4 pills and take it and be like,
Oh my
I'm fine. I'm fine.
oh my. I need to go check on my pregnant wife and make sure she's not chugging Tylenol.
Yeah. But it's
Good
just funny,
lord.
like the social media era that we live in,
No,
the
yeah.
it's a combination of people that hate Trump, social media, and
Mhm.
there's seriously, I'm not lying, pregnant women dancing on TikTok, holding Tylenol bottles, taking pills, like right after they're like, hey, this may not be a good idea.
I'm, uh I'm still not on the talk yet. I'm debating whether or not to get one, but yeah, so I haven't seen the Tylenol TikToks yet, but I'll be sure and look some of those up.
Yeah. Entertaining to say the least.
Yeah.
You got a shout out?
Uh, I'm just shouting out the sports weekend this weekend again. Just kind of already talked about it, but
A plus.
yeah, I'm just excited. Ryder Cup, and the weather here is going to be fantastic this weekend. So I think it's like high of 75, lows in the 50s. So I think I'm going to wake up Saturday morning, do some breakfast on the Blackstone, and then head south to Fayetteville, and hopefully see a competitive game. And but and then come home and watch the rest of the slate and the Ryder Cup. So
Yep.
just just shouting out the weather and the sports weekend slate.
Yeah, so my shout out is going to be Lane Kiffin.
All right.
So, have you seen who Lane Kiffin's daughter is dating?
One of the
Yeah.
LSU linebacker brothers, right?
Whit Weeks. Yeah, like the All American linebacker from LSU. And
Mm-hmm.
so Lane Kiffin's getting a shout out because you can't convince me that Lane Kiffin didn't have this planned the whole time. Like, she just magically comes out and posts a picture with her and the LSU linebacker the week that they play LSU. Like, they're just making this public this week. So this has been going on for a long time. This has to have been happening for a long time.
Mhm.
And you can't convince me that Lane's not like secretly, hey, tell me about your defensive scheme through the through dinner or something. Not just coming out and saying it, but just getting little
Mhm.
bits here, little bits there.
Yeah.
And so I think Lane Kiffin's just playing chess.
Okay.
And he's put his daughter dating some LSU stud because this game means a lot to them. And I think he's playing chess and the rest of us are playing checkers.
Okay. All right. That's definitely a theory. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. As much drama as we have in Arkansas, Lane Kiffin seems to create his own drama in a good way,
Yeah.
just as much
I
as we do.
I think there's a documentary coming out or a E60 or something, 30 for 30 something is coming out about Lane Kiffin and like all of his stops along the
Really?
way in his coaching career. It's like apparently he opens up about everywhere he's been and what happened and all that. So from the
That would be
Raiders
great.
to Tennessee to USC to FAU to Ole Miss.
Yeah. To Florida next.
That could be scary actually.
No, it could be very scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lane Kiffin and his daughter, I think her name's Landry. Um, yeah, it's all a scheme. It's all planned. Watch whenever Ole Miss is dicing up LSU's defense, you'll believe me.
And then they break up after the game.
Yep, exactly right.
She moves on to Alabama or something.
All right, we will move on to our weekly best bets and our picks. My second 0-5 week.
Mm,
Um,
from the pro.
it's been not a great college football year, obviously.
Yeah.
NFL's been saving me in my pocketbook. So I'm going a different route this week. Going
Okay.
a different route.
Okay.
No teasers. No teasers.
I see a lot of I see a lot of weird numbers going on here. Do
Yeah.
tell.
So
Do tell.
yeah, I'm getting in the weeds again. So my first bet is going to be Arkansas Notre Dame first quarter over 13.5 points. I feel like if you've seen both of these offenses and both of these defenses, you can't convince me that it will not at least be 7-7 at the end of the first quarter.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I feel like that's
Maybe
going to be a
21
definite
nothing Notre Dame. Who knows?
right. That's definitely going to be a bet that I'm going to make. Is the first quarter over. Um, I'm going Brendan Russell anytime touchdown.
Okay.
I think I think he looked good last week when he got the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and you're getting plus money on it. So if you bet 100, you win 130.
Okay.
So, or you get 230 back, you win
Yeah.
130. So
Right.
you get plus money on it. Um, so I think we'll get some goal line touches, and I think he's obviously our goal line back. So I like Brendan Russell anytime touchdown. I'm going Virginia +7. So the line moved a little bit from when you bet Florida State -6.5. So I went ahead and took Virginia +7. And let me tell you why. In years and years and years of experience, when you look at a line like Florida State and Virginia, and you're wondering, like, why did you pick Florida State -6.5? Because that just makes too much sense, right? You're like, well, it's
Yep.
way too low.
Yep.
Whenever lines don't make sense, there's almost always a reason. And it almost
Mm-hmm.
always is like, God, what did Vegas know that I did it?
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it over and over and over. So even when I don't know anything about a game, if I look at a line, I'm like, why is that line that? Then I bet it every time because they're just trying
Mm-hmm.
to tell me something. Vegas trying to
Mm-hmm.
tell me something. So for
Okay.
whatever reason, I'm taking Virginia in a touchdown. Um, and then I'm going to go Mike Washington over 58.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
So, he's been kind of hot and cold, up and down. and we'll get into the game breakdown here in a little bit. But he's got 330 yards on the year. He's averaging 7 yards a carry. So I just feel like Virginia or Notre Dame's defense, rush defense, is about as bad as ours.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he'll get to 60, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then I'm going Jeremiah Love for Notre Dame over 100.5
Okay.
rushing yards. He was arguably the best running back in the country. Was one of the Heisman top 2 or 3 favorites coming into the season.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watched the Memphis running back last week, you would
I did see that.
you would be crazy not to just think, well, why would the best running back in the country not just have a field day on us? So yeah. So the sports bets 6 and 14 have not been going great for me. So I'm changing everything up, going with the props,
Okay.
going with the first quarter bets, trying to change my mojo.
All right. I'm sticking with my traditional straight up bets. LSU is getting a 1.5 at Ole Miss. I feel differently about it. I'm taking LSU at Ole Miss to win outright, so that covers the 1.5. So taking LSU and the points. Tennessee is getting 7.5, or they're giving up 7.5 at where are they at this week? Starkville, that's right. Yeah. You're gonna tell me Tennessee's offense ain't gonna be a touchdown and a half better than Mississippi State? Give me Tennessee and the points in Starkville. Florida State.
So that would be, for future reference, Tennessee is laying 7.5. So that would be
Look,
your
I
correct.
don't know all the verbiage.
I know. That's what I'm doing. I'm helping you. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So Florida State is laying 6.5.
Florida State is laying.
There you go.
Not an egg, but 6.5 points against Virginia. I'm gonna ride the hot Seminoles to lay 6.5 points. Virginia to be 6.5 points better than Virginia this weekend. Florida State, lock it down. Oregon. I am saying that right. If it's plus 3.5, they're getting 3.5.
Correct.
Okay. Oregon getting 3.5 at Happy Valley at Penn State this weekend. I'm not so. I mean, every year James Franklin's going to lose one of these games that that everybody wants him to win. I'm just riding with history. With history as my guide.
You're not worried about the whiteout.
No. Ducks are white, or a lot of ducks are white. So, they're used to it. Anyway, give me Oregon, the 3.5 points, and the straight up win at Happy Valley. Lock Oregon down. And then my last one, I've got Louisville is laying 4.5.
Attaboy.
And I already forgot where they're going, but yes, give me Louisville. Oh, that's at Pitt, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, so Louisville is my last lock. Laying, again, not an egg, but the 4.5 points against Pitt. Louisville.
Moving on to our straight on picks.
Yeah,
college game day style.
Stayed the same. You're 16-8. I'm 14-10. I'm here to catch up.
2-game lead. Nothing too wild happened, but based off of our picks for this week.
This is our most different week so far.
Yes, there will be some ground made up one way or the other.
Yes. All right, so I'll play my own background music. You got USC going to Illinois, number 21, USC going to the number 23 Fighting Brett Bielema's. USC laying 7.5. Who you got?
I'm going with the Fighting Lincoln Rileys and the Trojans. I think old Burt got exposed in Indiana last week, and I think Lincoln Riley's just going to have a field day after watching whatever Indiana did to him. So give me USC.
All right. I'm taking the home team this week. Illinois got embarrassed last week. I think they're ready to come back and show that they want to be a playoff contender. So I'm taking the Illini at home against USC. Next up, you got number 1 Ohio State heading to the undefeated Washington Huskies. It's a long trip. Ohio State is laying 9.5 points. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Ohio State, but closer than the experts think.
Okay.
Once again, it's that 9.5 line. That's one of
Yep.
those that I feel like is closer than what I would think it should be. I was thinking it'd be like 15 maybe. And
Mm-hmm.
so anytime you see that line that looks a little odd, you
Mm-hmm.
got to take advantage of it. So
Okay.
I think Ohio State wins, but I think it will be close.
Okay. All right. I too am taking Ohio State. I wanted to pick Washington. I think this could be one of those games. There's always one or two games a year where Ohio State is like you'll be looking at the ticker on the bottom and they're down in the third quarter and you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna lose, and then somehow the fourth quarter they pull it out of their hat and they pull it out. So I think it could be one of those games where Washington's up in the third quarter, Ohio State finds a way to win it in the fourth. So again, could be closer than the experts think. You're right. Next up, we got maybe one of the SEC games of the week. You got number 4 LSU heading to the Grove to take on number 13 Ole Miss. I was a little surprised to see Ole Miss favored 2.5 points. Who you taking?
Mm-hmm. Give me the Division II quarterback that cannot be stopped by anybody, including Arkansas and Tulane. No, I just think I really just hate Brian Kelly, so I'm just picking Ole Miss just because I think Lane Kiffin will scheme it up.
Yep. Yep. I will be. I don't know if I'm rooting for either team, but I'm picking LSU. I've got Nussmeier's my Heisman pick. Again, I need Brian Kelly to just stay relevant enough to keep his job so that he can not be great. So I'm taking LSU to beat Ole Miss at the Grove this weekend. Another big matchup. We have Auburn heading down to Texas A&M, number 9 A&M. A&M laying 6.5. Who you got?
Going with the Aggies. I like Marcel Reed. I like A&M at the 12th man, Kyle Field. I just don't think Hugh Freeze is the kind of guy that can get him fired up after a tough road loss at OU. Now you got to go back on the road to A&M.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't buying it. So
Yep.
give me the Ags.
Same. I think if this was at Auburn, I probably would have picked Auburn, but yeah, having to go back to back on the road, Kyle Field, obviously one of the toughest places to play. Give me the Aggies to cover and to win. Next up, we have Arizona going out to Iowa State, number 14 Iowa State. Iowa State laying 6.5. Who you got?
Give me Arizona. Iowa State is overrated. Matt Campbell, also one of the most overrated coaches in the country.
Okay.
Should have lost to Arkansas State and Jonesboro. The refs bailed them out. Iowa State is a fraud. Give me the Wildcats.
Okay. I'm going not so fast, my friend. I will take Iowa State, the home team. Arizona's still trying to figure out what conference they're in. They're not nestled into the Big 12 yet. Give me Iowa State at home. This probably is the SEC game of the week. You got number 17, Bama, going to Sanford Stadium, taking on number 5, Georgia. Georgia only laying 2.5 points. Who you got?
My heart was telling me Georgia, but something is telling me Alabama. I can't put
Okay.
my finger on it. I think I think they've got some things figured out since Florida State. I think Georgia showed some major areas of weakness and concern against Tennessee. I'm going Roll Tide.
Okay. All right. Give me the dogs and the points against Kalen DeBoer. I'm still not a firm believer in Alabama under the new regime. So give me the stability and what I know Kirby Smart and the dogs get it done at home. And our college game day game of the week, you got number 6 Oregon going across the country to Happy Valley to take on the number 3 female Nittany Lions. Penn State favored by 3.5. Who you got?
Give me the Ducks. Give me the Ducks. I think Dan Lanning is a dude. I mean, I put Marcus Freeman and Dan Lanning like 1A, 1B of like my favorite coaches in college football. So
In all of college football?
Yeah.
Top
So
2
I
coaches
think,
outside the SEC. Okay.
yeah, I think they're just both. They got a dog in them. They got like a fired up mentality about them. They're young, energetic. I like the way they operate. So
Okay.
give me Oregon to walk into Happy Valley and shut up old James Franklin. Let him lose another big game.
Yeah. I'm going simply off of that James Franklin always loses a couple games a year that everybody's excited about and saying that this is Penn State's year. I'm taking my last name's Drake, so I'm taking the Ducks. Give me the Ducks to go into Happy Valley. Not only cover, but they win. And then our Arkansas game of the week. I mean, it's probably not. It's just an Arkansas game. But the first time in program history that Arkansas and Notre Dame have faced each other, you got the number 22, 1-2 Fighting Irish, defending national runner-up, coming to Fayetteville, 11 a.m. kick. Who you got? Stripe out.
Oh, it's a stripe out, huh? What color are you?
Our section is always white. I'm like, I have no white stuff.
Yeah, that's
I'm
tough.
like, every time I put on white, I look like the freaking Michelin man out there. I'm like, give me the red section, or like, let's mix it up every other year. Like we do at least one a year. Let's mix it up. But no, every single year, section 136, we're white. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm going with the Irish. And it's not because I think they're very good. I just have no confidence in us. And we can get into it, I guess. But this defense, man, they just got to prove to me that they can, instead of being the worst defense in the SEC out of 16 teams, just be like the 13th out
Yeah.
of 16 teams.
Right.
Just be bad. Don't be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like just show some resistance. And Notre Dame, they are 1-2, but they lost to Miami on that last end of game, tough loss at Miami, who has turned out to be pretty dang good. And then they go and lose to A&M on a last second throw and
Fourth down.
fourth down, throw it to a guy who's his first catch all year, like kind of a fluky deal. So they've had a couple tough beats to good teams, and I think they're better than their record. And like I said, Marcus Freeman's one of the best in the business. I mean, I watched his press conference the other day, and okay, does it bother you that Sam Pittman is the only coach in the SEC for sure, maybe Power Five, who sits in a chair on his Monday press conferences and doesn't stand at the podium and control the room? Does that bug you like it does me?
Now that you're bringing it to my attention, I never noticed it until just now. Yeah, that does bother me.
Dude, it bugs the crap out
I'm
of me.
not happy about it
And
now. And I wish you wouldn't have told me because I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have noticed, and I wouldn't have known. And now you've ruined that for me. But no, yeah, I want Nick Saban at the podium pounding his thing with the dot with the Coca-Cola sitting
Uh-huh.
on the ledge there that he's never going to take a sip of. I want it. That's what I want. But yeah, now that you mention it, this is our coach
So
on.
I've been yeah, I've been holding that in for like a year, but I think it's time to bring it out. Like he's the only one. And he sits there and that's just his personality. He's just, oh yeah, chill, quiet, no
Mhm.
energy. And then I watch Marcus Freeman, and he's standing up at this podium and he's busting out of his shirt and he's controlling the room and then it just had me thinking. I went back and looked at a couple other. I went back and looked. Lane Kiffin stands at a podium. Brian Kelly stands at a podium. Nick Saban, Kirby Smart stands at a podium. Josh Heupel. All these coaches stand at podiums, and I was like, he's the only one who sits down at his press conference, and it just kind of irritated me. So, not that that has anything to do in how the game's going to turn out. Just another little check on the list. But yeah, I was watching Marcus Freeman, and he's confident in his team. He even though they're 1-2, he's standing up there, just purveying confidence and how they're just getting better and better, and he's not panicking. And Notre Dame knows that they got to win this game. If there was one team that could get into the playoff with 3 losses, it might be Notre Dame, but they are on thin ice and they can't afford to lose another game. So
Don't they have some national championships with 3 losses? I've always heard my dad be
yeah,
like, "I can't stand Notre Dame because
yeah,
they're 9-3 and national champions."
yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I just feel like they got a lot to play for because they have obviously aspirations of making the playoff, competing for national championships. Imagine
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Um,
Good lord.
but yeah, I'm going with the Irish. I just don't feel like our defense can hold up. I hope our offense can be more consistent into the second half. But give me the Irish.
Okay. Score prediction.
Yeah. So the total I think is at 64.5, 65. So they're predicting a high scoring game. I think it's one of those we just can't stop them, and it's just back and forth until the end, and then it's just Notre Dame. And so I'll go 38 to 31, Notre Dame.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm little the same. It's the first time I'm picking against the Hogs this year. So yeah, I don't believe in our defense. I think there's too many things that are irreversible at this point. I just don't think we have the dudes on the defensive side of the ball to get it done. So I'm taking the Irish. They're not a great Notre Dame team either. So they've had their struggles. They're giving up like 400 something yards a game. So yeah, I think we can score on them. The big thing in this one, and it's been the big difference in the last 2 games, is halftime adjustments. Can we make any kind of defensive halftime adjustment? Because the last 2 weeks you scored 7 points and 3 points in the second half. So other teams are making adjustments. We are not making those same adjustments. And obviously, Marcus Freeman being a defensive guy, I think he's going to be able to do that. He's proven he can do that. So I'm taking the Irish. Unfortunately, even though preseason I picked us to win this game, I'm going to go Irish. I see it being a little 42-31 type game, to where maybe we keep it close and they kind of pull away in the fourth quarter. You've got people that I've seen a couple. I don't think it's gained a lot of traction, but I've seen some people like boycott the stripe out and dress in black this weekend. I've seen a couple of those posts, but I don't.
Already,
Yeah,
already, huh?
I don't think it's gained a lot of traction. That was supposed to be like the protest this week, because later in the year, it's when Arkansas
It's, hap- it's
wanted to
happening.
make a point, you don't show up to the game to make a point. So obviously, everybody wants to go see Notre Dame play. The first time in program history we've played Notre Dame, everybody wants to see the defending national runner up. So that was what some people were trying to get out there, was dress in black instead of doing the stripe out. But I may participate, I may not. Maybe I'll wear a white hat and just duck when they
Yeah,
take
yeah,
when they take a picture or something. But no,
dude, I'm
I'm hoping.
excited. I mean, I may end up going. Um, we'll see. My son's going with grandma and grandpa, and so it would just be, man, just to see that gold helmet
Hmm.
and just to hear that Notre Dame fight song in person and see that little leprechaun running
They get to
around.
hear it a
Like,
lot.
yeah, I mean, it's just really cool. And so it will be, I would go on a limb and say the only time in our lifetime that we get to see Notre Dame come to Razorback Stadium.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an opportunity I would like to take advantage of. I feel like that's a lot of people. I feel like we said that last week that people are going to watch to see Notre Dame
Hmm.
just as much or more than to see Arkansas, which
Yeah.
is sad because
Right.
they have a freshman quarterback,
Hmm.
and I know they went to Miami and won, but like Miami's not a hostile college football environment,
Right.
and so if this crowd did show up early and was butt in the seats, 20 minutes for kickoff and really made some noise and they gave us something to cheer about. There may be something to it where the quarterback could get a little rattled in his first real SEC atmosphere.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, we'll just have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I want to see how well their fans travel. Most of the SEC travels
oh,
pretty well, so there's that section on the east
I'm sure
side
it'll
that.
be. I'm sure the lower and the upper will be full over there on the east side. Like I
Hmm.
bet it's like BYU.
Yep.
Just
Yeah, they brought
because
a lot of
there's
people.
yeah, and there's just so many Notre Dame fans throughout the country.
Hmm.
It's kind of like Cowboy fans. Like you go to NFL game, there's a ton of Cowboy fans at every game, and so yeah, I think they just have a huge fan base, a huge alumni base, and yeah, it's really cool. So I don't know, I may make my way out there if I can. It's so sad to say if I can get up to get around and be there by 11. That's where we've fallen. That's where we've
Yeah.
fallen. Anyways, we also have a 7U soccer game at 9 o'clock. So I would just have to
Mm,
I would just have to scooch you on over after the soccer game.
yeah.
So we'll see. But anyways,
Go
yeah,
get you
hopefully,
go get you
man.
a pumpkin spice latte and then head over to
Oh
the
yeah,
stadium.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Uh, I'm pulling for him though. Like I don't want people to listen to this pod and think that we're all negative and we want the Hawks to lose because we're not happy with the situation. Like I want the Hawks to win more than
Oh
anything
yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pulling for him hard. I hope we beat him and Sam keeps his job for however long. And I don't want turmoil and drama.
Right.
I just have to base it off of the results of the games. And so yeah, so hopefully we can do it and it'd be a fun Saturday in Fayetteville.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wake up every Saturday. Once kickoff happens, I want us to win. I'm never rooting against us. I I will say the closest I ever got was when Chad
Chad.
Morris was here, and I
Yeah,
was like,
that's right.
"Gosh, can we just end this charade now? Like, just put us out of our
Yeah.
misery. Just forfeit the rest of the year. I don't care. Like, get this guy out of here." But no, no, I wake up every Saturday. I want us to win. Obviously, like you said, this may be the only time we ever get to see Notre Dame in Fayetteville. So I'd love to mark that as a win in the history books. So let's go out there. Let's get it done. Let's show the world that you really are only two fumbles away from being 4-0 and you can compete. Let's show some fight. Show me that you haven't given up. Show me that you want to be out there, that you want to do something. Let's shape up that defense, Yost, and let's go hit somebody and score one more point than they do.
That's right. That's right. Let's do it. Hope there's a great atmosphere. Hope they're loud. Hope the team gives them something to cheer about all game. So,
Yeah.
anyways, thanks again to all of our fans, listeners, followers, subscribers. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Give us a like, a follow, tell a friend, and man, enjoy this weekend because this is gonna be one of the best ones we have for a while. So
Yep.
watch some football, watch some Ryder Cup, and and just enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Stay classy, never yield, go Hogs, and USA, USA.
USA, USA. Whoopig.